What's up, everybody? Marc Lobliner here. And I actually did an opinion piece or a commentary the other day of a news story. And this isn't going to be as funny as when the twins did their live viewing of Two Girls in a Cup. Not as funny as Louis Marco, because I'm going to get into some real stuff here. And you know what? I don't want to piss you guys off. I don't want to alienate my base. I don't want to alienate my people. So if this pisses you off, let me know in the comments section, and I won't do this again. But if this is something you guys want to hear and discuss, by all means, let's do it. Anyway, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to jump right into the devil's pit, man, of politics. Now, as you guys know, you might know, I'm a businessman. I've owned a couple businesses. I own a couple businesses now, and I come from very humbling backgrounds. My brother and I are both one of the best in our fields. My brother in digital marketing, and myself in the sport nutrition industry for what I do. If you know, I know a little bit of everything in the industry. Now, we come from a household. My father worked his ass off for the state of Illinois, died prematurely of type 2 diabetes. He was sick most of my life. My brother was out of the house before then. My mother had drug problems. We were never rich. We were, she was in and out of mental hospitals, in and out of rehab clinics, and I grew up and went to an inner city school. Like anybody else, I didn't have a private school education, yet I've done pretty well for myself, and so has my brother. And we worked our ass off. President Obama, as you guys probably know, I've gone over this before. I'm a fiscal conservative. I'm not a crazy conservative. I'm registered independent, but this article pissed me off. And here it is. Obama basically went on and said, if you've got a business, you didn't build that. Somebody else made that happen. President Obama addressed supporters in Roanoke, Virginia on Saturday. I'll be in Roanoke next week judging the Muscle Mania show. Come and see it. Damn, that was cheesy. Okay, took a shot at the business community. President Obama dismissed any credit business owners give themselves for their success. I will link this article right below. There are a lot of wealthy, successful Americans who agree with me because they want to give something back. I think 45% of my taxes is plenty, Mr. President. They know they didn't. Look, if you've been successful, you didn't get there on your own. You're always struck by people who think, well, it must be because I was just so smart. There are a lot of smart people out there. It must be because I worked harder than everybody else. Let me tell you something. Whole bunch of hardworking people out there, and these dipshits applaud. You were successful. Somebody along the line gave you some help. There was a great teacher somewhere in your life. Somebody helped to create this unbelievable American system that we have that allowed you to thrive. Somebody invested in roads and bridges. If you've got a business, you didn't build that. We didn't. Somebody else made that happen. The internet didn't get invented on its own. Government research created the internet so that the companies could make money off the internet. On a side note, I thought Al Gore created the internet. The whole point is that when we succeed because of our individual initiative, but also because we do things together. There are some things, just like fighting fires, we don't do on our own. I mean, imagine if everybody had their own fire service. That would be one hard way to organize fighting fires. Groupthink. Okay, here's my problem with this, guys. And again, if I'm wrong, I'll never do a video like this again. I made it. A lot of my friends didn't. My brother made it. A lot of his friends didn't. When I started my last company that I sold last July, ask the people who worked with me. Call them. I missed both of my kids' first steps. There were times when we had employees making much more than us to be able to pay the bills. My wife worked for free. I didn't come home for 300 days out of 365 days a year. I sacrificed, and that friggin' company made it. And there are hundreds and thousands of other business owners in this country who did the same. People are starting to look at successful Americans, successful business owners as the problem. No. The problem is overtaxation. The problem is overburdening people with responsibility that isn't ours. The problem is failed social programs. The problem is the fact that when you give money to the government, they don't know how to fucking use it. When I give money to Salvation Army, 95% of that is going towards its intended cause. When I give money to the government, 5% of that is going towards its intended cause. Where's the other percentage is going? To fucking fat cats in Washington, to stupid programs, to bureaucrats, to the fucking IRS. That's who it's going to. We have all these systems in place and all these people. They keep wanting to increase this and increase that and do this. The bailouts. Where do they go? What's going on? Trillions of dollars in debt. And the small businesses, the one thing we can do is say, you know what, we made it. We worked hard. You know what? We worked hard and we worked smart and we took risks. 92% of all new businesses fail. 92%. We were the lucky 8% that didn't get thrown out on the streets and aren't stuck digging ditches or pouring concrete like a buddy of mine did when his business failed. Okay? We are the lucky ones. We're the ones who, for some reason, our idea and our work made it happen. I'm not saying that there aren't hardworking employees. But when you're an employee, you usually get paid. Sometimes as an owner, you don't get paid. And you know what? To come here and say that the reason I'm successful is because of some fucking roads. Okay, that's great. Government built roads for defense. I understand that. That's why they were built. It's a defense infrastructure. But to say and take away everything, yes, I've had some great teachers, but so did a lot of other kids who just made the wrong choices. I didn't have a childhood. Drinking in college didn't happen for me. Why? I had 2 jobs, and I was taking 21 units a semester. And then, by golly, I got hired by Weeder because they saw me working in a gym and busting my ass, and I beat out people with master's degrees for that job because I did what I could do to better myself, and I made the right choices. So you know what? This isn't a rant. This is a motivational speech. You have the power, and it's not just Americans. I've done business in so many countries, in Brazil, in Australia, in the UK. There are people with that drive to succeed. And as human beings, we cannot let the government demean us and tell us that we're not good enough to do it. Damn it, I've sacrificed. I give my left nut to be able to see my kids' first steps. But now that I've become decently successful, this 3rd child on the way, I get to spend some time with him or her, and I get to be a good father. And you know what? It's the small businesses that keep America running. So if you're a small business owner, as Louis Marco says, I salute you. You are the reason this country keeps going. And by the time we keep demeaning small businesses and bring up this anti-business atmosphere, it's not good. And we're looking at a socialist nanny state, and that shit ain't gonna work. That's it. If you don't like this, please tell me. Because I don't want to piss you off, and I will delete it off of YouTube. It will never be seen again. But if you want more pieces like this, by all means, let me know. It's how I truly feel. And I think that, you know what? For those of you, for you younger people coming up in life, looking at making the right choices, you have a choice to go to a party and get crunk, or to study. Maybe you'll look at the fact that I chose to study. I chose to work. And now, I hate to say it, I'm living my dream. I really am. Have a great business partner, have a great business, perfect family. I have problems like everybody else. You know, sometimes we have financial issues. We have worries like everybody else, but by all means, we're a lot better than some of those people still wondering what they're going to do with their philosophy degree. We made the right choices. Anyway, let me know if you like this. If you do, we'll do a couple of these a week. Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Peace out.